If you're being stationed here at Fort Eustis, then this is the video for you to learn about the area. So stick around. I'm Amy. I'm also a local real estate agent, and I help people like you buy and sell houses here in our area every single day. So if you're moving to the area, whether it's in 9 or 90 days, make sure you reach out to me. My contact information is in the description below. I am going to cover things like places to live within a 30-minute commute. We're going to talk about grocery stores, and I'm talking big box stores, your little hole-in-the-wall stores, and everything in between. We're going to talk about gyms. We're going to talk about places to go and eat, to grab a quick bite to eat lunch. We're also going to talk about schools. So let's get started. Now, if you stick around to the end, I am going to give you some information on why I think people tend to retire here to our area or stay here long term. So make sure you stick around for that. All right, so you're moving here to Fort Eustis and you're wondering where it is that you're going to choose to live. So if you haven't been to our area before, the things that you should know is that Newport News, Hampton, York County, Williamsburg, Poquoson, they all are kind of like connected together, right? In very close proximity. So you've got a choice from any of those areas. If you're in Newport News, depending on where you're at, you could be closer or further away from Fort Eustis than someone being in Yorktown or even in Williamsburg. So there are definitely places that you can choose to live in these other cities or counties that might work for you. So if you are trying to be in a place that is just a little bit more rural, you might want to go more towards the Williamsburg area. You might end up with a place with a little bit more yard, maybe some acreage and things of that nature. If you are in Newport News, you are open to just about anything. We have condos, townhouses, homes in very cookie cutter neighborhoods and some places that are just kind of all over the place. So just know that about Newport News. Newport News also has like public parks and things like that that you can enjoy. And of course, you can drive there from any other city that you're in. If you choose to live in Hampton, you'll likely be taking the interstate to get to work. If you're in York County, you'll probably just take back roads. So if you don't like to drive on the interstate, there's ways to get around that, of course, just with a little bit longer commute. And Poquoson is actually just outside of York County, kind of between Hampton and York County. So if that's an area that you're looking to get to living in, you might be able to take the interstate, or you can take back roads to get to work. But what you're looking at is within a 30-minute commute, you can live anywhere on the peninsula, which will encompass your Hampton, Poquoson, Yorktown, Newport News, and also in Williamsburg. So if you're thinking about moving here to the area and you have any questions about the cities and what they offer specifically, make sure you make a comment below or go ahead and reach out to me directly, and I'll be happy to help you answer any of those questions. Let's talk shopping. So first and foremost, I want to let you know about the basics, because when you come here, you're going to need to know the basics, right? The grocery stores that are around here are pretty basic. You are going to have your Kroger, your Food Lion. We do have Aldi, Lidl, and occasionally you'll find a Harris Teeter spread out through the city. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit more fancy, make sure you get on down to Jefferson Avenue. Now on Jefferson Avenue, about midway through Newport News, you're going to locate the Trader Joe's. If you're that kind of person, you need to get in and do your shopping there. Make sure you make your way over to the Jefferson Commons where it's located. Now, if you need a Whole Foods, you're going to go a little bit further down Newport News, and you'll be able to find that close to the corner of Jefferson and Oyster Point. If you're the kind of person that wants to shop at a wholesale club, well, don't worry. Hampton Roads has you covered. We have a Costco. We also have BJ's and Sam's Club. At each of those locations, you can find a gas station also. So good morning. We are actually in Newport News, and this is our Whole Foods for the peninsula. And by the peninsula, I mean that's going to service everywhere: Hampton, Newport News, York County, Poquoson, Williamsburg. Look, it's early in the morning at Costco, but don't you worry. They will be open and they will be busy. So, of course, we have a Costco for all our Costco lovers. We also have World Market and also the Fresh Market. The Fresh Market's one of our fancier style grocery stores, I guess you would say. Now, this is the little shopping center that's actually beside Patrick Henry Mall. So you've got Michael's, which is a craft store. You've got the pet store, Party City, which, of course, that's where you go when you need balloons and stuff to decorate for parties. You've got Play It Again Sports, which if you have a kid that plays a bunch of sports and you're constantly going through gear, you can recycle or upcycle it through there. And like everybody, you need a Target in your life. So that's here, of course. There's a Starbucks on the inside. Of course, every fully functioning city must have a Walmart. So we do have that. This is the Walmart in Newport News near the Patrick Henry Mall. We do have some of the little Walmart grocery centers, I guess is what they're called. So again, we are over at the Newport News Sam's Club. Early in the morning, of course, so it is a little bit peaceful out here today. It's not too busy. But as far as our big box stores go, we have pretty much everything. All of our big box stores also have gas stations, so you'll find that at both Costco, Sam's Club, and BJ's. If you're looking to do some home improvement projects, we have Home Depot and Lowe's, both in Newport News and in Hampton. You'll also find each of those in Williamsburg and Gloucester. Meanwhile, if you're in York County or Poquoson, the closest thing you're going to get to one of these lovely Home Depot style stores or home improvement stores, you're really only going to find like a True Value or something like that on a much smaller scale. Another thing you may not want to sleep on is that we have these stores called Habitat for Humanity, Restore. These are places that you can find stuff like if you have one door that needs to be replaced. It looks kind of junky on the outside, but if you're looking for something specific that might be older, you may be able to locate it at one of the Restore locations, which they have those in Gloucester, Newport News, and a few other surrounding areas. I'm pretty sure we have one in Hampton and another up in the Williamsburg area. And we also have Lowe's Home Improvements, so if you don't find what you need at Home Depot, you can literally cross the street and you're over at the Lowe's. Look, it's the calm before the storm. We're about to hit spring, and these places are about to be full of every plant you can think of. That's exciting. Now let's talk general shopping. So if you're out and about and you need to pick up some clothes or something like that, you can find your way over to the Patrick Henry Mall. At that location, you'll find a bunch of different anchor stores like Dillard's, Macy's, JCPenney's, and things of that nature. They've got a bunch of other stores on the in-between. You can see the link below with the list of stores. And also, you can make your way up to Williamsburg, which is probably about a 25-minute drive, give or take, depending on where you are in Newport News. And you can find your way to the Williamsburg Premium Outlet Store. Up next are places to eat. So put away your meal prepping and get out and enjoy some of these really unique places to eat just outside of the base. So you can go at lunchtime. So just outside of the base, you've got a 7-Eleven. That's the closest place, technically. But fast food spots to grab some lunch, you're looking at KFC, Wendy's. Another place that it wouldn't be right if it didn't exist would be Dunkin' Donuts and also McDonald's. Gotta have those just outside the base. You've got Little Caesar's Pizza, because, you know, we have a bunch of places to have pizza. You've got Luigi's Italian cuisine right here, and also the Mexico Lindo. And another pizza shop. Don't worry, there's like 50. There is a Korean restaurant just inside of that strip mall there that's pretty awesome. You can see the link for the information for that one in the description below. We've got our Mission Barbecue, quick lunch spot to drop into. If you're into the Krispy Kreme donuts, we've got that too. Fresh donuts. We've got Hardee's. That's where we're going though. Mystic, Jamaica. And the Scrump Shack. All right, this shopping center has some important stuff in it. Number one, you got a dry cleaner. Important. You've got the Mystic Jamaica restaurant, which is delicious, by the way. Little convenience stop. Windy City Wings. I have not been there, but might have to try that out. Subway, because you must have a Subway. And the Scrump Shack, which their food is also delicious. Now this is just outside of the base, so you won't have to go far. You've only got about a 5-minute drive if you wanted to grab a snack. All right, we're over in another little shopping center in Newport News, about 5 minutes away from the base. Important things for you to note about this shopping center is the Rican Chef. If you want some Puerto Rican food, that is the spot to go around here. I feel like it's always really important to have some different type of places to eat at, just so you can broaden your horizon and become a little more well-rounded. Now, in this same shopping center is actually one of my favorite places to eat and drink. They have quite the menu. We've got a skate house here coming soon, but the restaurant I wanted to tell you about is Craft 60. Don't know that it looks all that exciting from the front, but they actually have a whole entire area behind it that's outdoors, and it's actually pretty nice on the inside. Now, if you have kids and you need them to get out some energy, you can drop them over here at Surge, where you can find all different kinds of activities, but they're like a trampoline park on steroids. And there's also laser tag in this same shopping center. Tag time. Buffet City, Mongolian Grill and Buffet, that place is a must. They have a really great celebration for their New Year. And then if you need a hole-in-the-wall spot, you've got AJ's Sports Grill and Smokehouse. And that's the gist of what we have in this little shopping center. About 5 minutes off the base. Definitely your fair share of fast food places, but you've got your Burger King. Another place to broaden your horizons is this Euro place right here, or Euro, or really bad at pronunciations, but you've got Taco Bell. I know I already pointed out a Subway that was on Jefferson, but there's Subway right here. And there is another restaurant called Delights, which is a Caribbean style place, also delicious. And again, like all these places that I brought you to for restaurants and whatnot are, you know, roughly 5 to 10 minutes away from the base. So you should have no problem getting out, grabbing a bite to eat, and getting back in a timely manner. But if you just need a quick stop in to grab something at a gas station, there's a Wawa. All right, so now that we've wrapped up our places to eat. If you have any questions about any of these places or you're looking for something specific, let me know in the comments below and I'll be happy to go out and get you some information on those places or tell you about it from my own experience. Now, if you recall or you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I'm local and I'm from the area and I've always been here. So I am a wealth of knowledge within myself and I'm happy to answer your questions. So make sure you reach out if you have any. All right, let's move on to our next subject, which is going to be the gym, right? We all need to work out. Of course, you can work out on base. No problems there. But if you're looking for some other spaces to work out, here are a couple of options for you. You've got One Life Fitness, which I think if you join there, you have the option to be a member at any and all of the One Life Fitnesses. There are 2 One Life Fitness locations in Newport News. You can also find your way over to a YMCA, which I do know that the memberships transfer across wherever you are. So if you get stationed somewhere else, you can still utilize that membership. There's also the Riverside Health and Wellness Center, which is another, YMCA style place to work out. All 3 of those locations that I just talked about, One Life, YMCA, and also the Riverside Wealth and Helmet, the Riverside Health and Wellness, those all have childcare options for you. So if you have little ones in tow, they've got a place to go while you're working out. We have a bunch of different places that you could utilize for the gym, but if you're going on the cheap, we do have Planet Fitness here. If you are looking for something a little bit more specialized, you might want to check out the Orange Theory, which we have one of those in Newport News. Also, other things that I think would be worthwhile in checking out, there are various yoga locations, so you'll be able to find something up to your speed here in the Newport News area with yoga. We also have Club Pilates, so if you're interested in getting into that, you will have that locally. Now you'll find a couple of other unique places around the area also. If you're into CrossFit, there's quite a few CrossFit gyms that you may want to scope out, and I'll list a couple of them below. Other things that might be interesting to you would be like there's adult ballet classes, there's adult gymnastics and some other things like that are pretty neat. And then there's also like pole dancing classes if that's what you're into, but there's a studio that does that in Hampton and it's called Respect the Pole. So I'll notate the information down in the description below for any of those places if you're interested. And so that's about all I have to say for the gyms in the area, but we do have a little bit of everything, so something is going to catch your eye. One of the other things that's neat about Newport News, they actually have a community center here. I don't know that it's 100% like family oriented, but it's definitely a place that accommodates families, but they have different events going on there and sporting activities and things of that nature. So that's worthwhile to check out if you decide that you're going to be living here in Newport News. Let's talk about schools. So if you're moving to the area and you're trying to find some information out about the different schools in the area that your children might be going to, one of the places I would suggest going to is a website called greatschools.org. Greatschools.org is going to give you an abundance of information on just about everything you could think of when you're talking about putting your children in school. So let me tell you about some of those things. So you'll be able to see the student-teacher ratios. You'll also be able to see the demographics. You'll be able to see the college readiness scores. You'll be able to see test scores, and you'll also be able to read reviews from actual parents of students that go to these different schools. So once you have looked through that area, it might be a little bit more important for you at this point to start looking at the actual school district websites in general. So the places I would go to are the Newport News school system. You can also check out the Hampton City schools. You can check out York County schools, the Coastin City Public Schools, Williamsburg, James City County Public Schools, and you can go and look at those websites. You're going to find out a lot more information about the districts in general from their actual websites rather than just a little bit of collective information throughout where people have decided to go to a place like greatschools.org. But one of the things that I think is really important is to have parent participation. So when it comes to looking for a school, that's one of the things that I personally look at. I figure if you have parent participation, then you're going to be a lot more cohesive and your child's learning experience is probably going to be better. But that's just my opinion. And my kids are almost grown, so take it or leave it. All right, so you're wondering why people decide that they're going to retire and stay here, right? Well, let me tell you. First and foremost is medical care. Here in the area, we have the VA hospital in Hampton. We also have Portsmouth Naval Hospital just across the water, so that's about a 45-minute drive from the peninsula, give or take. But that's a location that would be able to help you with anything major. It is a learning hospital. Meanwhile, it's a great place to check out, and there also are other local medical facilities for just about everything you could think of. So health-wise, this is a great place to live. The next reason why people tend to live here is it's a great place to raise a family. If your kids are in school here, they've built relationships with their friends and everyone else around them. It's just a really great place for a family to live because of all the activities and all the things that we're in close proximity to. And I'm talking, beaches, mountains, everything in between. It's just a really great place. Entertainment, concerts, everything is super close. And the last reason is because the economy. Our economy here is actually quite strong thanks to all of our military personnel that keep us up and running and going here in the area. Of course, there are other employers that contribute to that, but that is a very important part of our Hampton Roads, Fort Eustis area is the amount of military that we have here. So if you're looking for a place that has a pretty stable economy, this is a great place for you to choose. With that said, we have an abundance of military installations around us, so if you needed to have access to places on base, whether it be the gym or the commissary or the NEX, PX, you will still have access to that very close to where you likely live. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead, like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. That way we can keep you up to date on what's happening here in our area.